Here, again, it's going to be what if Luffy was trained by Shanks, part, I believe this would be 13. Let's lift off basically like Luffy breaking, like, basically the whole Strat Grand Fleet, breaking, breaking, I believe it was, breaking Rayleigh, like, basically breaking out a lot of people from Impel Down. But Rayleigh got arrested, so Rayleigh was taken in, and, Bullet was already in prison, and Bullet and Rayleigh have been put in the same cell. So yeah, Luffy broke both of them out. Now they devised a plan after everyone's broken out, and when Luffy came out, he saw like basically Marineford was kind of in pieces because of Buggy. Like Buggy and Alvida are incredibly strong. Like they have enough to destroy Impel Down. That's how much force they have. But they also have a kid. Okay. Other thing that happened basically is that their plan actually. I have to go with their plan. The plan that they have is first they have to go after the warlords. So warlords, Yonko, admirals, world, not basically the whole world government, or just corrupt marines in general. Plus celestial dragons. Like there's like one good celestial dragon we've seen so far. Plus Doflamingo's parents. Dofi's parents weren't too bad. Alright. Alright, we're gonna check the story now. Luffy and his routes have devised a plan to hunt down some warlords, and, yeah. Luffy's gonna go after Weevil. So if you guys remember, Luffy already took down a majority of the soon-to-be warlords, or the actual warlords. Like Luffy straight up gave Blackbeard to, well, he didn't really give him, it was more like, I forgot what I did to Blackbeard now. Okay, yeah, Blackbeard's dead. I believe the only warlords that they have left is like Moria. Pretty sure they only have they're like Moria, Weevil, and yeah, Moria and Weevil. That's like all they have. And Mihawk isn't allowed. He was kicked out of the warlord system for being beaten by Zoro. And Boa Hancock, she kind of did it with Luffy, so she's kicked out of the warlord system as well. So yeah. Luffy is actually having. He's gonna have so Luffy is going to have certain people go after the warlords. So Buggy wouldn't be a warlord in this one. He's part of the Grand Fleet. So Luffy's gonna have this happen. Every Impel Down escapee that happened the first time around that Luffy didn't want free, hunt them down, and he gave a list. So yeah, like people like Shiryu, Luffy wants him dead. Like people like that. Basically, the members of like the Blackbeard pirates at Marineford, like the ones that we saw at Marineford, so the ones we saw at Jaya, they're dead. The ones we saw at Marineford are not. So any Impel Down escapee is supposed to be killed if Luffy orders it. So yeah. And one of Luffy's goals actually is to eliminate every supernova that is against him. So Luffy basically his whole goal is like similar to Rocksteady's epic. I don't want to be the king of the pirates. I'm above that, or I want to be above that. I want to be the king of the world. So yeah. Luffy is going to send Buggy. He's gonna send the whole Buggy fleet after Shiryu and Moria. Then he's gonna send the Strats, kind of just. He's gonna send the whole Strats to get he's gonna send the Strats to go to Fishman Island to go grab Jinbei, Marco, and Whitebeard. And yeah. Strats are gonna do so, and Luffy actually tells them to meet him in Wano. Strats will obey, as Luffy's and as, like anyone that didn't go. So, yeah. So Luffy's kind of by himself now. Like he told everyone to leave, but he has an idea. He's gonna go kill Weevil. Then he's gonna grab Bullet and Rayleigh. But you know he's just gonna grab Bullet. Rayleigh has had a peaceful life so far. Fuck my nose. Yep. Sorry if I take. I hurt my nose a lot today and it bleeds at random for some reason now. Alright, yeah. So Luffy goes to, I'm gonna say that like they're in the New World right now. Luffy's gonna go to a island that Whitebeard, like it's like a small island that Whitebeard has under his control. But since it's small, Weevil doesn't think Whitebeard cares about it. But Luffy actually gets to the island as Weevil starts destroying parts of it. Someone's about to call Whitebeard until they see Luffy's flag. And Luffy's like they're well aware that Luffy helped fight with Whitebeard. Like he helped Whitebeard fight against the Marines. And the villagers are like, what are you doing? Call Whitebeard. And the guy points to Luffy. Every villager feels safe, and someone will say, Weevil, you're dead. And Weevil will look at the civilian saying, huh? So Weevil's mom. She's like who's dead? As Luffy will just yell, yo, gum, yo, jump, yo, gum, no, Red Hawk, and kind of just deck Weevil in the head with it. And it sends Weevil flying. And Luffy dropped the anchor and jumped to the island. So he dropped the anchor, jumped from his ship to the island, and ran after Weevil. Now, Luffy made a call to Bullet before he jumped off the ship to come meet him at this island. So Bullet's gonna do that. But first, Luffy also gave him another direction. Find any member of the Roger Pirates that you know where they are. If you know where any member of the Roger Pirates are, go get them, except for Rayleigh and Crocus. And even but those two. They've been living peacefully. So, we're gonna go to the Straw Hats actually. Oh yeah, Doflamingo's alive, I forgot. So Doflamingo, Weevil, and Moria. Luffy sent Kid and Law after Doffy. So Buggy's gonna go after Moria and the prison escapees. The Strats are going to go grab Jimbei, Marco, and Whitebeard. Law and Kid are gonna go kill Doffy. So yeah. So yeah. Luffy and Weevil, like Luffy wasn't too far away from Weevil. He was like a good 2 hours away. So it didn't take him too long to get to the New World and find Weevil. So he gets Weevil and started fighting him. Right now, him and Weevil are like Luffy's going all out. He's using like a good like about 28% of his strength, and Weevil's using his full strength and matching Luffy's 28%. So yeah. That's when Luffy actually cocks his arm back, both of his arms back using Jet, and he says Jet Bazooka, as it'll just hit Weevil in the chest. But Luffy hit max his speed out to the point where there's flames coming off his arms again. So he called it Jet. Well, I'm gonna call it Burning Bazooka. As when it hit Weevil's chest, it blew a hole straight through Weevil's chest, killing him instantly. Luffy will cool his arms down as he puts his arms back on his back in his sockets, I guess. Weevil's mom is terrified, and Whitebeard was someone still been called Whitebeard and ask what they should do. Whitebeard gave the direct order to kill for Luffy to kill Weevil and his mom. So Luffy doesn't have a problem with this, as he says, I'm gonna battle axe, and it hits Weevil's mom, killing her. We're gonna skip about 2 days as Law and first Bullet, and I'm gonna say the other Roger Pirates are actually really hard to track down. Like Bullet can't find them. Luffy will understand that. He's like, and they're about your pirates. They're veterans. They probably don't want to be found. So I'm not surprised. You do have Crocus at least, right? And Crocus will come out of nowhere. And then that's when Bullet was like about that as Laboon was jump out of the water, was squeaking, and Crocus is kind of just on Laboon's back, saying, "We're here." Luffy's gonna instantly run up to Laboon, start petting him. So yeah. So yeah. Alright, now we go actually fast forward the 2 days to Kid and Law. They made it to Dressrosa, and as they get there, Kid and his crew will see who was it? Like kind of just every member of like Duffy's family. And that's when the Law said, me and my crew are gonna handle Doflamingo. I want you and your crew to handle his subordinates. And Law and Kid are subordinates of Luffy, so they had to train because they also wanted to catch up with him. Because he's basically a what was it? He's basically Supernova with the bounty of a Yonko. So, yes, they have to catch up to him. They actually started training, and Law also like the regular guys. And then they see the stadium, and Law will actually say he says, "I have a different plan." And that's when Law says, "Duffy, we're not here for a fight. We're here to go to the stadium." And Duffy's gonna say, "All right, fine. After the fight, I want you off my island." Lawson will gonna say, "All right, fine." And Kid's gonna say, "What are you doing?" Law's first thought is, we're gonna recruit some fighters." As like Law and Kid will walk into the stadium, and like Law has to have a Strat symbol on him at all times, just so people know who he's with. And Doflamingo didn't know Law was allied with the Strats because it's not on like his flag currently. Because Law took that flag down because he's not around Luffy. So yeah. And on Law's on his hoodie, he actually has a Strat symbol and the Heart Pirate symbol. His back has the Heart Pirates, his chest has the Strats. And Duffy saw that, so he's actually a little cautious around Law right now. But yeah. Law gets to the stadium with Kid, and Kid actually went to the point he has a tattoo on like one side of his body of the Strat symbol, the other side of his actual like pirate group. And that's when Bartolomeo will see the tattoo on Kid and the symbol on Law's jacket. That's them, who are they to Luffy? It's like, oh, we're part of his Grand Fleet. Bartolomeo says, alright, my pirate crew is called the Bardo Club. We admire Luffy a lot. We'd like to join the Grand Fleet. And that's when Law actually told everyone in there, no, this time it's not it's not a super big prize. The prize is more. I'm gonna say it's like, I'm gonna say the prize is like the Kumo Kumo no Mi or the Cloud fruit. So the Cloud fruit is the prize. And Law is well aware that that's Luffy's brother's fruit. So Law is actually gonna have to take the fruit and give it to Luffy. And that's like Law's first thought. That's when he actually tells that to everyone. Like he has to tell Luffy who the devil fruit is, since that fruit used to belong to his dead brother. Like, all right, devil fruits have had many uses before. Why is this fruit so important? And I'm gonna tell you why it's important. One, it belongs to Luffy's dead brother, and Sabo was the first and was the first user of the Cloud fruit. He was the first user. So yeah, and Law will explain that as they allow to make the call. And Luffy will pick it up saying, devil fruit, just win it and give it to me. So yeah. And that's when Law will actually say, every fighter here wants to overthrow Doflamingo and be part of the Grand Fleet. Luffy says, my Grand Fleet needs numbers and powers. So tell me, I want numbers first. This one like the big guy, like the guy that threw Zoro at Pika. That guy was mainly the numbers. So the Straw Grand Fleet is now around 10,000 after after Luffy gets all the numbers. Luffy will say okay. That's when one of the fighters reveals himself as the King of Dressrosa, and Rebecca reveals herself as the princess. So, yeah. And Luffy will say, okay then, Kid, Law, go take down Doflamingo. All the fighters, just go take over the island. Basically, go take it over. Bartolomeo, I want to meet you personally. Your devil fruit seems interesting. But first, bring the Kumo crew with you. And Bartolomeo's like, got it. That's when Cavendish will say, I'm coming with him. And Luffy says, I don't want you near me, but okay. So yeah. And Cavendish will actually try to steal the devil fruit from Bartolomeo until Bartolomeo just uses a barrier made of spikes and hits Cavendish with it. Cavendish is almost dead now. Yeah. So, yeah. And fast forward 1 hour, Bartolomeo has set sail. Kid and Law and their crew are at Doflamingo's hideout, and fighters from the arena are actually kind of destroying the forces around the island. And Tontadas are actually helping them now. So that adds on to the Grand Fleet. So yeah, they're actually at 10,000 now. They're at 9,500. The Tontadas increase that number to 10,000 now. And one thing. Alright, so Kid's crew is actually taking down the main forces of Doflamingo's crew. And we're gonna go to Kid versus Pika. That's the main fight. And due to Kid actually training hard, super hard, his physical strength compares to the giant Pika. So Pika actually throws a punch, but what Pika didn't expect is to have Kid punch Pika's fist, and Pika's fist just shatters. Instant Killer will coat his blades in hockey and start slicing at Pika. And once he finishes, Pika the rock just flies everywhere. As Kid will see that Pika has metal on his elbows. Kid will attract Pika as he actually pulls out a blade and stabs Pika in the neck, killing him. Kid and Killer will land as they take down the rest of the crew of Doflamingo's crew. Now, Law's crew versus Dofi. And Kid can actually, Law can slice through some of Doflamingo's wires or string, and they actually push Doflamingo to the point where he awakens his devil fruit. When Doflamingo awakens it, he's actually pushing the whole crew, and he tries to activate a bird cage, but yeah, due to Law's training, he actually can disperse bird cage. And Doflamingo's using too much energy to concentrate on his awakening, so he can't keep Birdcage up infused with hockey. He can't do that yet. And Kid's crew is finished, and this is when they're actually pretty worn out. Kid's tired to having to evacuate the country. He has to help evacuate the country. Then he has to help fight Doflamingo's subordinates, who are actually pretty powerful. Then he actually had to deal with Birdcage, because it took Law a while to disperse it. Now he has to deal with the destruction that Doflamingo's causing with his awakening. So Kid's crew is tired. And this battle's gone on until nighttime. And this is when Law has the idea for Beppo to go into Sulong state. Beppo will do so, and his crew, all of Law's crew, go to their max power. And after about 2 hours, Doflamingo's dead. And what we see is Doflamingo's missing an arm. Beppo is just covered in blood, tired, and Law has his sword thrust straight through Doflamingo's face. And every member of Doflamingo's crew is dead, except for like the fighting fish kid, and Viola. Viola's alive on request of the king, since that's kind of like his niece. I'm pretty sure. So yeah. And the citizens didn't call the Marines. They know that Law had it in his hands. So yeah, Killer is like steering one of the has some of the villagers or the residents on his ship. So yeah. We're gonna skip to Buggy's Grand Fleet versus the prison escapees, plus Shiryu and Moria. And Buggy in this one knows Armament Hockey, so he can use Black Hockey, and Alvida can use Black Hockey as well. Their kid is 2, so they have to kind of hide him below the ship. So I'm gonna say their kid's 3. And Richie. Well, not the lion. Like, Richie's owner can use hockey, and so can the acrobatic swordsman. But they can only use invisible hockey. Alright, I'm gonna say that the fight that's gonna happen right now would be Buggy versus Moria and Alvida versus Shiryu. First fight we're gonna go to is Alvida versus Shiryu. And Alvida's physical strength is actually comparing to Shiryu's. But the only difference is he's actually slashing away at her club. So yeah. And Alvida actually ends up getting her stomach sliced open a little bit. That's when Alvida infuses enough hockey into her club to shatter Shiryu's sword and break his jaw. And that's the hit that landed on his face, broke his jaw, and then sent him flying. So Alvida will jump again and hit Shiryu in his chest, breaking his ribs, and just kind of beat Shiryu to death with her club. Well, no, she thinks he's dead until he gets up with very little of the sword left and tries to stab her. The acrobatic swordsman will jump in, and Richie and his owner will jump in and start fighting him. Richie kind of tears the guy apart, and yeah, that's Buggy and the acrobatic swordsman guy versus Moria. My fight's going a lot differently, as Moria is being outmatched by Buggy's hands, by Buggy's hands basically. Like Buggy has his hands off his body, and his hands are holding armament hockey infused knives. And Buggy's head is actually off, and his mouth is a Black Hockey infused knife. So yeah, Mori's kind of being cut to pieces. And the acrobatic swordsman's actually coming in and slashing up Moria as well. Buggy's crew has such forgettable names. If I'm being honest, I remember the lion better than its owner. So yeah, it's about 10 minutes. Moria is actually dead, and Moria's crew has died a long time ago. So yeah. And so, the prison escapees now. Let's move on to that. It's going to go a lot easier until it comes to their giant among giants. Excuse me, do something real quick. Okay, time to go. And then okay, I was gone for like an hour. Pretty sure just left off the Buggy pirates beating up the prison escapees. Moria's dead, so is Shiryu. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I just left off with all that. So yeah, Shiryu, Moria are dead. So is Doflamingo. So is Weevil. So the prison escapees. Right. The Strats. Every member of the Strat pirates, counting they went to Fishman Island to pick up Whitebeard, Marco, and Jinbei, and they're heading to Wano now. And because they want to take down Kaido first. But Luffy's actually is gonna have Kid, so first I want to fast forward on 2 days because Luffy called Bartolomeo to bring him the Kumo no Mi. So yeah, Luffy wanted to check if it's the real fruit, just examine it, and Luffy can confirm to Bartolomeo that yeah, this is the real fruit. That's when he tells Bartolomeo to you know, bring this fruit to someone's territory, and that someone would be you know, a different island in Whitebeard's territory that he thinks Ace would be on. And he's actually correct. Like this, he suggests this island in Whitebeard's territory. That's where Ace would most likely be. And Bartolomeo will take the fruit to Ace. And after about like 4 days, Kid will arrive at the same island as Luffy. And Luffy will tell Kid and Law that they're going to Punk Hazard. Because Luffy wants to grab Caesar. And Law did tell Luffy about, like, Sad. So Luffy wants to see, like, where Sad comes from and Smile. You'll see those three. You'll see those two things. But the Strats, like, Luffy has plenty of medical knowledge on his own. So, yeah. Okay. Bullet is there with Crocus. So, yeah. We're gonna fast forward, like, about 1 week. So Luffy, Law, Kid, Bullet, and Crocus are on Punk Hazard, and Ace has the Kumo no Mi. And Ace doesn't know what to do with it. He does not know what to do. And at this point, he wants to just see if he can eat it. And that's when like one of Ace's subordinates walk in. Oh, I forgot one thing. Okay, Ace was thinking about eating the Kumo no Mi until he thought of one more thing. He should give it to his right-hand man, Masked Deuce. That's what Ace does. He'll give it to his right-hand man. So yeah. My headset's messing up now. I'm sorry. It's just because I'm laying down. But I need to. I'm tired. Okay. I'm gonna skip to Luffy, Law, Kid. To Luffy, Law, Kid, Bullet, and Crocus getting to Punk Hazard. At Punk Hazard, they're kind of exploring, and they end up running into Monet. And Monet will try to just instantly like attack them off the bat. Luffy, not wanting to put up with her, would try to kick her into a wall. And that's when Virgo will just appear, since he was supposed to be with her. And Bullet's not having any of Virgo's anything. It's like Virgo will run at Bullet. Bullet not even using Haki, will just punch Virgo into a wall, and the impact actually kills Virgo. So yeah. So as I explore the building, the Strats, Luffy, Bullet, like Grand Fleet, part of Luffy's Grand Fleet will explore the building. They find the kids, and Crocus will treat them actually. So yeah. Then they run into Caesar. This fight goes a lot faster as Luffy, Kid, Crocus, and Law all know Haki with Bullet, so they can just beat down Caesar mercilessly. So yeah. And that's all what happens. That's all what happens basically. Is they're beaten. It's like Caesar's beaten mercilessly. Next thing I remember, or I'm too tired for this actually. I'm asleep. Then I'm gonna record a new video tomorrow. So yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed part 13. Like, subscribe, turn on personalized at least.